What's going on there, YouTube? Yes, it's MBKVAPER back again for another hardware review. Today we are going to be looking at the Drag Free Kit by VooPoo. And before we actually do get down to the table, we've got to roll the intro. And yeah, that's about it. Let's get on to it. So we're down at the table then, boys and girls, with the drag-free kit. I haven't bothered bringing the box out, but this is everything you get in the box. You get a nice USB-C charging lead. You get a spare coil. I've already got one of the coils in here. So this one is a DM2. The one I've got in there is a DM1. The only difference in between this one is a 0.2 and it goes 40 to 60 watts, and the one in here is 60 to 80 watts, which is the DM1. You do also get your user manual, so you've got all this in here. If you want to learn it in all different languages, you can do so. So first we're going to have a look at is the TPP tank. Now, as you can see, so looks like the PPP, the PMP. Can't get my words out today. So you've got the PMP right next to it. It is a little bit larger in scale, but with the bases, you can switch them around and they both fit in there and they both work just as well. So yeah. So we're going to keep that one here. So at the bottom you do get your lovely little filling port just there, nice and big, as you can see. Obviously your coil goes in there. This one did have a silicone bung on the inside. They're quite easy to get out, or you can just buy the replacements, the bigger pods anyway. You've also got your 3 magnets there. At the top you've got an 810 fitting drip tip, so all your sort of 810 drip tips with O-rings, so like that one will fit in there nice and snug, but probably look a little bit ridiculous like that does. Anyway, we'll put that back together. So yeah, that's that. You've got your connections on the inside there. Please do mind the juice what's in there. It's not leakage. People say that these sort of tanks leak a lot, but they don't. In my opinion, they don't. It's just how the airflow works. You get condensation. You get it in all tanks, and if you don't clean them out regularly, it's going to build up, then it's just going to pour out. You got your airflow adjustment, and that there is no stopper. It turns all the way around, and like, I prefer if there was a stopper. Some people probably disagree with me, but I do prefer a stopper on my airflow rings. But that is the TPP tank. So let's put that aside for just a moment. So you got the mod itself, made out of a zinc alloy and a little bit of leather. That's what I call fake leather. As you can see, it's a little bit different to the other drags that have been out in the past, like the drag actual mods. This is well used, by the way, guys. Absolutely well used. So you've got VooPoo on the side here, and you've got drag free on the side here, which it's a little bit of a difference, because if you have a look at the drag 1 and the drag 2, they didn't have the number on the side of it. They decided to do that in the imprint of the leather on here. On the back here you do have another drag logo, and you have fake stitching going down the back. It's not real, it's imprinted. Obviously you got your frame there, you got your front screen, your fire button, your up, your down, and your USB type C charging port that does support 2.0 amp charging. Up the top you do have a nice 510 pin at the top there, screwed in nice and tightly. On the bottom, this is your battery door, which you just push open, and there you go. So the one problem I did have with this door, and I'll talk about it a little bit more, is when you look at it, it doesn't look like your batteries are going to fit properly. But if you just give it a little, do you hear that? Now that is locked into place, so you can put in your 18650s. So on here you do have your plus and minus orientation, but you do not have it down there at the base like some other mods do. You do have your little contact pin down there to make it all connect and work. What I do like about this is right here. Let's see if I can get a screwdriver. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Just here, where sometimes this is just completely flat. With this one, it's actually got a little bit of a notch, so it actually makes a proper connection on these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some batteries in. Just like so. Close it up. And now that doesn't move. There's no battery rattle. But when this isn't on, can you hear that? It is a little bit loose, and I was a little bit skeptical about this battery door being tight as it is with batteries in. So we'll put these back in, but you can't hear nothing now. Absolutely brilliant. That is nice and tight. But if you do give it a whack, they will pop open. That is, I'll talk about that a bit more when you get down to the bottom. As soon as you turn it on, it will turn on straight away. So this is your screen. This is on rebuildable mode. So in rebuildable mode, you do have, let me just bring up the phrase, high burst super mode. It sounds fancy. This is only activated when it hits above 80 watts, and it gives the users the cloud vaping experience. Don't know exactly what that means, but I'll show you on here. So as soon as we take it past, like we're at 80 watts, as soon as you take it past 80 watts, you're in the super mode just there, and that is to give you higher responsive time, a lower responsive time. So as soon as you press that button, it does automatically start vaporizing your coil. I haven't had a problem with that under the 80 watts, to be quite honest. So to me, it doesn't make much of a difference. I don't really go above 60, 70 watts on this device anyway. But 65 with that, with the TPP tank, and in with the rebuildable, probably about 70, probably 75. I don't really go over 80 watts. So let's carry on. Up here, you do have your drag symbol, your two batteries, obviously your wattage, what mode you're in, puff counter, your resistance, your voltage, your time per how long you press that button, and this is also a timer for how long you press that button as well. So you got, I don't understand why they did this, where you've got two different ways of showing how long you've been pressing that button for. So we'll click it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and you'll go into the S mode, which is smart mode. Now this one is so when you've got your TPP tank or your PMP tank or any sort of tank that actually got a wattage range on there, it will recognise it and it won't let you go past that wattage. So I'm just going to pop the tank on now, and you can, as soon as that recognises it, it's going to stop at 65 watts because it's in that range. But this coil can only go up to 80 watts. So doing that, it hits 80 watts, it says max power, you can't go over it basically, which I think is a good mode for newbies, beginners into sub-ohm market, even into the into vaping in general, because it would not let you go over that wattage range, so you don't end up burning your coil out quicker than what you should. Yeah, you don't. You're not gonna. Do you hear that? I fired that straight away, as well. Yeah, so you won't be able to go over your wattage range straight away. So that is just the one theme as well. So let's go for the button combinations. So you can clear your puff counter by pressing fire button and up. Now that locks it. That locks it. So you can unlock that. You can't vape it in that either. That'll just lock every single button on here. You just can't vape. Your fire button and down will clear your puff counter. And these two buttons will bring you to this. So you got iron or core. Is it core? So we're going to click down to core. Hold and press. Press and hold. And then you've brought up with a new screen. A little bit different of a layout. You've got your two battery orientations at the top, your wattage in the middle, drag at the bottom now. You've also got your puff counter, times pulled, your resistance and your voltage, and this round here would be for the time once again. So I'm going to take a draw on this and show you what that will look like. So I did it for 3.06 seconds, and it's gone round to that much there. So that is that. It's a lot lighter than the original two drags as well because of the zinc alloy, and it's got like the leather instead. But that is all. That is it for the up close. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back up top. We're gonna give it a vape. And then we're going to tell you about the pros and cons and what I actually think about this device. So we are back up top with the Drag 3 kit by VooPoo. Going to take it for a few toots with the TPP tank with the DM1 coils sitting at 65 watts. Let's give it a couple of toots. Woo. The cloud production, we're just going to get straight into it. The cloud production on this is absolutely amazing. The flavour is so much better than the PMP cores in my opinion. People keep saying that these sort of tanks leak. Now, to me, they don't leak. It's just condensation that rests at the bottom. If you don't clean it out, it will just drip out and it would seem like it's leaking. To me, it doesn't leak. It's extra condensation. All you got to do every time you go to fill it up is just give that inside a bit of a wipe. That is that. I like that it's got an 810 fitting mouthpiece, so if you do lose it, you can put another one in. They're easy to fill. It's a lot easier to get that bung out, especially people like me who hasn't got any nails. And you can just use your finger and just go like that. Nice and easy. The airflow is a bit of a con to me. I like how when airflow's got a stopper on it, these don't. Performs really well. The coils, like I said, with them bigger wicking channels in there, they're a lot better than the PMP because it lets a lot more juice in. You get a lot more flavour from them, and it just overall, I'll get a better vape experience. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like the PMP, but I just feel like I get a better flavour from these coils. That's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth, which ain't a lot, but you can see. You have to see it for yourself. That's all I can say. Now on to the mod. It's a total different look. If we go back a few years and go back to the original drag with the silver frame, with the resin panel, with the big etched drag down the door, it's come on a little bit different. So you've got the leather look this time, you've got VooPoo on it, and you've got the drag. You've still got the drag down the side, but this time you've got the number 3 to show you that it is. With the drag 2 you didn't have that, and I thought it's a bit weird that they've done it here. You have still got a bit of a metal drag thing going on the back there, which I think it gives it a bit more of the a nicer look. It's a bit more of a classic look with these sorts of devices now. Onto the performance of the mod, it fires straight away, so you can watch me press this. And I've got this at 65 watts, and with the what's it called? I've got my notes just here. The high boost super mode, yeah, which gives you the cloud vaping experience. It's that sort of feature isn't meant to be kicking in until you hit above 80 watts. Now I get it straight away on this, and you haven't got you've got a tiny bit of a delay, but you haven't got a huge amount of delay like you do on some other mods out there. And with the technology these days, I wouldn't expect that much of a delay anyway from these sort of devices. The buttons are nice and clicky. I love how they've got the USB-C Type C charging port on there, so you can charge up your batteries if you are stuck. Now for me, I do prefer to charge my batteries in an external battery charger. But if you are ever stuck and you're at somebody else's house who don't have a battery charger and you just want a bit of juice going into your batteries, it's perfectly fine for every now and then. I just wouldn't do it all the time. That's just my opinion, and you can take that for what it's worth too. Now the two different screens, I do like the layout of this screen a lot better. I think you can see a lot clearer. On both of them you can see it a lot clearer, but I just like the functionality of this screen. Yes, it's on the side. It's a lot different to the other VooPoo Drag screens that we've seen in the past, where it basically looks like a DNA board from back in the day. Now they've gone for a colour screen and it just looks more vibrant, and I've had no problems looking at my screen in the light outside. It's been absolutely fine. Now, I've only got one sort of gripe, one sort of issue, one sort of con for this device, and that's the battery door. Now, when I first opened it, it was angled at just past a 90 degree, more like a 45 degree angle, and it was without actually like fiddling a little bit and noticing that there was a locking feature for that battery door, so it's easier to put your batteries in. It did feel a little bit loose as well when I first was messing with it. As soon as you put the batteries in, it's nice and tight, but as soon as you do drop it, it will pop back open. What I would have liked to see with this, especially now they've got this lever bit here, is to make that lever bit a little bit bigger and make it into a C-frame, so you could pull out the back and then your batteries would be inserted that way, instead of having these sort of doors on the bottom. I think it would have saved a lot more, because these doors ain't gonna last. They're just not. They're not built to last, in my personal opinion. And with this door as well, it is a little bit wobbly as well. Like I said, this is a well-used device. But if they would have made it into a C-frame, I think it would just have been that little bit better made. Don't get me wrong, it's a very, very well-made mod. I think it just been a little bit more. I would have preferred it a little bit more if it was a C-frame and the whole back would have come out, so you could put your batteries in, slide the back on. But that's just my opinion, and yeah, it's not worth a lot, but I'm just putting it out there. Other than that, it's a great device. I bought this myself, and I did a review of this on my blog site, and that's what got me the passion back. Probably this device got me the passion back into doing reviews again, because I've enjoyed it that much, and this tank is absolutely amazing. Other than that, guys, I can't really say much more about it, instead of just gushing all over it, to be fair. It's a lot lighter than the other ones as well, I will have mentioned that. I think it's because it's made of a lighter zinc alloy instead of like the heavier material that they was using before. I think that was still a zinc alloy, but there was a lot more of it. Now with this one, there's a lot less of it, and it just feels nice in the hand. So then guys, that is it. I will have all links in the description to all my social medias and my blog site if you want to go over and have a look. I haven't put on anything on there for a while. The only thing I have put on there is links to the videos. That's it. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Let's get to that first magic number. Yeah. Check it all out, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Ta-ra a bit.